Have you heard of Exit 8? It's a very popular little horror game. The rules are simple. If you don't notice anything abnormal, keep walking forward. If you spot something abnormal, turn back. That's it. No story, no complex mechanics. Yet this very minimal game was actually adapted into a full 90-minute film. And the entire movie is shot in a series of long takes, creating a very strong, immersive feeling. Let's experience together what kind of taste this movie really has. The protagonist doesn't even have a name, so let's follow the common habit of film reviewers and call him Xiao Shuai, Little Handsome. One day, Xiao Shuai is taking the subway to work. On the train, a child keeps crying non-stop, and the mother is helpless. A man nearby loses his patience and yells at the woman, accusing her of being inconsiderate and creating noise. The mother apologizes again and again, but the man refuses to let it go, clearly bullying a helpless single mother. Yet nobody on the train dares to speak up. Everyone just stares at their phones in silence. Xiao Shuai quietly puts on his headphones to shut himself off from the world. When he gets off the train, Xiao Shuai receives a call from his ex-girlfriend. She tells him she's pregnant and is now lost and panicking in a hospital. The news leaves Xiao Shuai stunned and at a loss. As he continues walking, the signal cuts out and the call drops. Looking up, Xiao Shuai sees a long corridor ahead with Exit 8 written at the end. A man carrying a briefcase walks toward him. Xiao Shuai removes his headphones and keeps going. At the end, he turns left into a shorter corridor lined with lockers and a photo booth. After weaving through 4 turns, left, right, he finds himself in another long hallway. Once again, the sign reads, Exit 8. And once again, a man with a briefcase approaches from the opposite side. He realizes he's trapped in a loop. At first, Xiao Shuai just wonders if he's seen this man before, but shrugs it off and keeps going. After the same sequence of turns, the same corridor appears and the same briefcase man walks toward him. Now, he's frozen in confusion. At this point, the camera switches from Xiao Shuai's first-person perspective to third-person, ending the first long take. A baffled Xiao Shuai walks the loop again. This time, when he enters the long corridor, an eerie sound cue plays, hinting to the audience that the cycle has restarted. He passes the man, but suddenly the man's footsteps vanish. Xiao Shuai slowly turns back, only to find the man smiling at him with an unnervingly sincere smile. Terrified, Xiao Shuai runs, but after the turns, the man appears ahead again. When Xiao Shuai considers doubling back, he notices the wall now says Exit 0. Yet when he tries, the short corridor with the lockers and photo booth has vanished, replaced directly by another long hallway. So going back is useless. Xiao Shuai tries entering an electrical room on the side, but all 3 metal doors are locked tight. As he stares at a poster on the wall, blood suddenly begins dripping from the ceiling, more and more of it, glowing red. He turns back in panic and sees the man with the briefcase standing silently at the second corner, motionless with his phone. At the same time, the number on the wall changes from 0 to 1. Then he notices the rules written nearby. If you encounter an anomaly, turn back. If you don't, keep going. In other words, it's basically a spot the difference game, but in a horror version. I've played the game before. Honestly, it's not that fun to play alone, but as a live streaming experience, it's excellent. With a streamer's commentary and reactions, the atmosphere becomes entertaining, which is why the game spread so widely. Back to the film. Now that Xiao Shuai understands the rules, he tries again. He attempts talking to the briefcase man, but the man just walks mechanically forward, ignoring him. Xiao Shuai keeps walking, but fails to notice that the ceiling lights above him are flickering, an abnormality. When he reaches the next checkpoint sign, the number resets back to 0. Determined, Xiao Shuai comes up with an idea. He photographs everything in the corridor to compare later. He reaches stage 1, but when he checks the pictures, all of them are corrupted. The photos can't survive the loop. He realizes he has to rely on memory alone. Suddenly, he hears footsteps stop. Turning back, he sees the man smiling again, closer this time. That smile must be an abnormality. He turns back, but with every glance, the man is closer and closer behind him. Panicking, Xiao Shuai runs, only to trip at the second corner, where the man is already standing, phone in hand, completely still. He realizes the pattern. Each loop covers exactly one long corridor and one short corridor. Step beyond that, and it resets. The briefcase man is part of the cycle, moving forward mechanically until reaching the end, then freezing in place. The wall number changes to 2. In the next loop, Xiao Shuai inspects carefully. In the lockers, he hears a baby crying. Opening one, he finds an actual infant inside. Horrified, he slams it shut, and immediately all the lockers begin banging violently from the inside. An obvious anomaly. He turns back and advances to Stage 3. This continues. Stage 3. The eyes on posters follow his movements. Stage 4. No abnormalities at all. Stage 5. Just 3 stages left. But suddenly, his phone rings. It's his ex again. Everything seems normal in the conversation, but wait. His phone had no signal since he first entered. That means the call itself is an abnormality. Worse, his phone battery dies right after. Frustrated, Xiao Shuai realizes even his own phone is subject to the rules of the loop. Angry, he throws his bag down and turns back, only to enter another bizarre cycle. This time he sees a little boy. He assumes it's an anomaly and turns back, but the counter resets to 0. Furious, he yells internally, "How can such a big abnormality not count?" The boy follows him. He has a scar on his face. Soon, the boy points at the briefcase man, and suddenly the camera shifts to follow the man instead. After 2 turns, the man shouts out loud, "Ah!" revealing that he too once went through these loops. But here's the twist. This man isn't the same mechanical briefcase man Xiao Shuai met. This is an earlier timeline showing when the man himself was trying to escape. At that point, the boy had no scar yet. The two began walking together until they encountered a young woman approaching them down the long corridor.